Okay, everyone, let's begin our 5th grade math live stream now. It will be on Earth and space. So here's the first question, and let's always, as we always do, let's highlight key information. So the question is, which of the following explains how water undergoes a change of state in one stage of the water cycle in order to move from the ocean surface into the air? Okay, now we'll use the process of elimination to figure out our answer. So answer choice F, it says liquid water that is heated by the sun becomes a gas and rises. Okay, this option choice looks good. This is called evaporation. When liquid is heated, it rises. So yeah, okay. We move on to option G. Gaseous water rises as it is cooled by the ocean. Well, when gaseous water is cooled, it actually sinks. It doesn't rise. So if it's cooled to a low enough temperature, it condenses into liquid water and can fall out of the air like precipitation. But that's not going from the ocean surface to the air, so that'd be incorrect. H. Liquid water is heated by the sun and condenses into rain. When liquid is heated, it doesn't condense into rain. That is completely something else. So if we start from the ocean, right, and it gets heated up, it goes up into the clouds. All right. Now the clouds, once the clouds start condensing, then the liquid would fall down. But that's called condensation. That's a different process. So this answer choice is incorrect because when liquid is heated, that's called evaporation. Option choice J. Gaseous water collects in drops of fog above the ocean surface. This is actually describing the condensation that we displayed in this diagram right here. That's like the fog, and it's collecting in drops of fog above the ocean surface. But that is not going from the ocean into the air. This is going from the ocean into the air, and that is called evaporation, which is when liquid is heated. So the correct answer is option F. Next question. All right. So let's highlight key information in this question. Diagram shows the shadow of a tree in a field at noon on a summer day. Okay. The sun rises at 7 a.m. on this day. Which diagram best shows the shadow of the tree at 10 a.m. on the same day? Okay, so let's look at all our answer choices. Okay, so we know that the shadow of the tree is always going to be in the opposite direction of the sun. So in this picture, since the sun is right above the tree, the shadow is going to be right below the tree. And then in these, it's the opposite. The sun's here, the shadow's over here, right? So let's check this out. The sun rises at 7 a.m., okay? We know that the sun rises in the east and it sets in the west. All right, so if it rises at 7 a.m., let's go back to this original picture. Okay, at 7 a.m., the sun's going to be around here somewhere. Okay, that's where it's going to rise. All right, so it's asking where is the tree's shadow going to be at 10 a.m. All right, think about that for a second. All right, hold on for 1 second. Okay, let's get back to it. So the sun rises at 7 a.m. Okay, that's going to be right here on the east. And at 10 a.m., it's going to be somewhere between the noon and the east, because noon is at 12 p.m. and then it rises at 7 a.m. So it's got to be somewhere in between. We know the sun can't be on the west side, because if it's on the west side, that'd mean it'd be afternoon. So we can cross out the answers that show the sun on the west side. Alright, now let's check the east side. Option choice G. It's showing the sun right over here, but remember, the sun rises at 7 a.m. and when it rises, it's just going to be like at the tip of this land right here. So that's saying that the sun has just risen, and that's not going to be at 10 a.m. Alright, make sure to always check what the question is asking. Here, it's showing the sun between where it's rising and where it is at noon, which means that this has to be the correct answer. Option choice H. Alright, cool. So now we can move on to this question. Okay, so 24. Let's highlight the key information. The moon, the sun, and the earth have different physical characteristics. Which of these best describes a physical characteristic of the sun? Okay, physical characteristic of the sun. Alright, let's read each option choice and determine which one is correct. Option choice F. It is solid and has many layers. Okay, the sun is not actually solid. The sun is a gas. So this option is not correct. It rotates on its axis every 24 hours. The sun rotates once about 25 days at the equator and every 36 days at the poles. The Earth rotates once every 24 hours. So this is incorrect because this is actually describing the Earth. Alright? Earth. Okay. Option H. It is mostly made of hydrogen and helium. This is correct. These are actually both gases, and this is what the sun is mostly made of, so we'll keep that there. And let's check J. It is smaller and it has less gravity than Earth or the moon. Actually, the sun is like 100 times the diameter of the Earth and has a greater gravitational pull than the Earth as well. So J is not correct. Most people, this is like common knowledge. The sun is actually it's bigger than all the planets that rotate around it, and it has more gravity as well. So option H. Let's do the last question now. Alright, let's highlight key information. Which table correctly classifies statements about weather and climate? Okay, so we have a table here, and let's go by each one and see which one is correct. A is saying hail can form in thunderstorms that have strong winds, and the climate is saying the high temperature for Tuesday was 28 degrees. So climate is not for one day. It's a general type of weather that happens throughout like a certain time period. This is describing it for one day, so that is not correct. Alright, B. The weather. There will be thunderstorms tomorrow in the afternoon, and the climate is saying the month of February has the coldest temperatures on record for 30 years. See, in this climate, it correctly shows that it's the month of February has the coldest temperature on record for 30 years. When you're looking at climate, you want to see if they mention a longer time period, the month of February. A record for 30 years. Alright, so that's correct. And then weather, there will be thunderstorms tomorrow in the afternoon. Okay, that's correctly describing a day. And if you look back at A, it's just saying like a fact about hail. It doesn't actually describe weather or like for a certain day. So it's not very specific. Let's check C. Weather. August has the hottest temperatures each year. Climate. A cold front is expected next week. Sorry. Uh, well, it looks like here these are reversed because this one is stating like a cold front is expected to happen next week. That's the weather for next week. And then this one is saying August has the hottest temperatures, generalizing it in the month of August. So they're actually switched. C is incorrect. Let's look at D. Weather is saying the high temperature for March is usually around 20 degrees Celsius, and the climate is saying there are clear skies with no chance of rain for the next 4 days. Again, these ones are also reversed because here it's talking about a month, right? And that's like a general thing, so that's not as specific. That would be describing climate, and here it's talking about the rain for the next 4 days, the specific weather for the next 4 days. That's talking about weather. So again, these are flipped. Answer choice is B. If there are any questions about any of the problems that I solved, please feel free to leave it in the chat.